Inuka Kenya is an organization that came about as a result of the post-election violence in 2008. Myself and a couple of colleagues carried out some research following that episode of violence, specifically trying to figure out how the violence affected young people who are the core demographic that we work with, and how their lives had changed. One of the things that became clear, obviously, very, very quickly, was the role that young people had played in perpetuating the violence that took place. So as we established the organization in Inuka, we knew that we wanted to work with young people, and we knew that this demographic has been vulnerable to manipulation before and would be again. So that it was important for us to be able to engage them both positively and quickly in an effort to try and mitigate the chances of their being involved in future episodes of violence. So that's why Inuka came to be in 2008. At the core of our work is what we call the Nisisi social movement. Nisisi obviously meaning in Kiswahili, it is us. Nisisi is a grassroots social movement which we created through Inuka, sort of as an umbrella through which everybody that we work with could belong to. One of the things that our research showed is that young people, when interviewed about why they participated in violence or why they found themselves susceptible to political manipulation, was simply the sense that they didn't feel that they belonged. They felt marginalized. They didn't feel particularly Kenyan. So we set out to establish this social movement, which was something that all young people could belong to. It's a membership-based social movement, and so for any group or any individual to belong to the social movement, they simply need to subscribe to our three core values. The first of which is Heshima, respect. The second, which is diversity, and by diversity we mean aggressive inclusivity. And the third is the sense of Nisisi, self-belief, recognizing that the problems that this country face are our own. And so as young people we need to own those problems before we can find a solution to dealing with those problems. And that's a narrative which I have to say has caught on quite well with, at least with the groups that we're working with, because we often find this very, very frustrating saying that comes about in Kenya, where people always say naomba serikali nisaidie, meaning that young people are waiting for the government to come and help them deal with the challenges that they're facing. Whereas Nisisi as a social movement actually is encouraging young people to take that action themselves and to take responsibility for the situation that they find themselves in. I'll just give you a quick snapshot of some of the programming that we are involved in as Inuka. The first of which is Sauti Yetu, which is a political debates program at the grassroots level. I should first of all apologize to Rachel if I steal any of her thunder, because she is our partner in that project. So if she doesn't have much to say, it's my fault. Sauti Yetu is a project that challenges the traditional campaigning strategies and voter selection methods. One of the things that we came to realize was the fact that political discourse in Kenya has traditionally been one way. It is a politician or a political party calling a rally and talking to people, and then that's the end of it, and they go away. There's never really been a two-way dialogue in terms of political discourse, and that's it's evidenced by very contemporary events here in Kenya. You have political alliances being created, essentially among political elites, without any consultation with those who are their supporters or those who they want to support them. So what Sauti Yetu does is to conduct community assessments where communities are able to identify their own priorities. And then in the political debates forum, we bring together aspirants for various elected positions to engage the community on those issues that they themselves have identified. And we do this so as to allow the community to make informed decisions when electoral processes come along, so that they're not simply voting for a political party or the most flamboyant candidate that there is, but they have actually had an opportunity to engage in a session much like this with those who aspire to lead them. One other concept, and I call it a concept because we've only piloted it, but it seemed to be very effective, is something that we call Start the Conversation. And this came about as a result of, we recognized the challenges that Kenya is facing politically. And also there is a sense by which Kenyans are very politically engaged. However, we don't take that political engagement beyond the conversations we have at our dinner tables, the conversations we have in a bar, in a cafe. So the idea there was to be able to bring some structure to some of these political conversations, and then use the feedback from those conversations on internet forums to allow other people to be able to engage with the issues that people are discussing. I often say that in Kenya, our national sport is politics. That's what everybody's discussing, everybody's talking about most of the time. So it's an issue that is very familiar to everybody. And that being the case, it's easy for us to be able to engage people positively around issues and around important issues of the day. Finally, one program which we're quite excited about, which is a leadership program called Uongozi, and it is a mass media leadership campaign that is centered around a reality TV show that is set to launch within the next 2 weeks. The campaign started several months back, and so far we've been able to visit all the 47 counties with roadshows to sensitize people on the campaign. And really the idea behind the campaign is to demonstrate to Kenyans what we all know using reality TV, which is that there is no shortage of credible and competent leadership in this country. Where we are lacking is the choices that we make when we go to the ballot. And so through the reality TV show, one of the things that we're doing is demonstrating that there is this competent leadership out there, and people have been applying to be on the show, and the finalists are now known and will be on the TV show starting in a couple of weeks. But the other things that we're challenging Kenyans to do is to evaluate the basis upon which we make elective decisions, and not to make them simply on the basis of who is the biggest political leader, who is the most popular, which is the party from my area, but to begin to make those issues based on qualities and values. So that's a process that we are very excited about, and no doubt you will be seeing much more of that in the coming days and weeks. So a lot of the work that we do is governance-based. We're leaning heavily towards the issue of leadership, partly because of the situation that Kenya as a country finds ourselves in at this particular point in time. And given that I was asked to be short and sweet, I will leave it at that. Thank you very much.